Hello everybody, welcome to JC Let's Play. My name is Jonathan Cook, and this is Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, episode 12. In the last episode, we'd finished up a couple of our story quests, as well as hit level 10 with Mia Aliapo here. Let's get a hello wave from her. And so we had teleported back to Limsa Lominsa, that's where we are now, with the intention of doing our level 10 class quests. So, the first thing I said I was going to do when I got back to Limsa was show you the event going on and what the pinch of wet bomb ash we got was, and so I believe I need to go up a level for that. Yes, I do. So it seems I also have no, that's telling me to go back to Middle Lunacia for that quest. We're going to talk to Grenfar here, the lift attendant, and go up to the Drowning Wench, so I can show you the Cascadier merchants and all that is there. So the fate we did, involving the Bomb King and the different bombards there that we had to kill, when it finished, we got 20 wet bombard ash, as well as some experience and some tools, and you'll notice a number of bomb-type balloons and lanterns here, and the Cascaders here. So we're going to start off by talking to the Cascadier captain in her, bathing suit. Hear me, adventurer. The Cascaders are in dire need of brave souls to assist in extinguishing the bombard menace. In the name of all that is cool and refreshing, I bid you lend us your aid. What is the bombard menace? The bombards are fiery fiends who have, in summers past, threatened to turn Eorzea into a living inferno. In addition to your garden variety creatures, there is also the especially fiery bombard king. We Cascaders need all the help we can get if the realm is to be purged of these dread demons. What precisely do we require of you, you ask? It would be my pleasure to explain. Cascadier cadets have taken the field on a mission to quell the fury of the Bombard King. Bringing down the creature will require no less than their complete focus, leaving them quite defenseless. Your task will be to protect the cadets from the attention of the lesser bombards that will flock to their overlord's aid. Straightforward, yes? Now, over the years of fighting bombards, we observed that many creatures are drawn to large bombs. So as to help you perform your duty more efficiently, we've prepared bomb balloons for you to use as bait. Oh, and one more thing. When slain, a bombard leaves behind its ash. Any ash you find should be brought to us for proper disposal, else the creatures will rise to plague the realm once more. Of course, we do not ask that you bear this hazardous material without due compensation. Bring us enough pinches of ash, and we will present you with delightful items in exchange. And we'll see what the ash is good for. And who are the Cascaders? We are the Cascaders, an organization formed by the Adventurers Guild to deal with the Bombard menace. Ours is a storied tradition dating all the way back to the 6th Astral Era. See here, now, all Cascaders are issued this, a protective garment engineered to optimize heat dispersion. Should you see people outfitted as I am, you may safely assume that they are of our number. Thus clad, we have no cause to fear our fervid foe. The garment may take some getting used to, but you will come to appreciate the practicality of it. Besides, what is a bit of exposed skin compared to the preservation of the realm? You see, they jokingly, their swimsuits are their armor. It's kind of interesting. So we'll talk to the Cascader commissary, and you'll see there are a number of items here that we can purchase, including fireworks, and the red, green, blue, solar, lunar, summer items were part of the event when last it happened. The newer items are up here, the summer evening top and trunks for males, and the summer top and, those are also for males, the summer morning halter and striped summer halter and tanga for females. Those cost 15 wet bombard ash, if we were to purchase those. Because I'd like to have a full set, I'm just going to end up buying one of the older sets and make sure I get one not just matching, but one that I like the color of. So, looking here at, okay, so they're the female ones. So those are towards the bottom. There we go. So we have the Lunar Summer Halter, which is kind of a silver color, a Solar Summer Halter, which is more of a golden color, blue with a few stripes, green with some stripes, and red with some stripes. And those are the tops, and of course the bottoms match that as well. And I think for right now, I'm just going to go with that one, and there is that. We'll trade our 3 wet bombard ash for that, and we'll come down here to the lunar summer, and we'll purchase that one as well. And you know what? I'll buy a sparkler while I'm at it. Why not? If I scroll down here, we're in Laminsa. Let's buy some Laminsan sparklers. So we have that. So now, if I spin around and open my armory chest, that is not my armory chest, and I go into here, you'll see we have the Lunar Summer Halter, which I can put on, obviously a bikini-style swimsuit that they call heat-resistant armor. Perhaps the silver wasn't the right color. I'd forgotten her skin tone. Let's try a different one. I have enough to buy one more without any problem. So let's go with the green. Wait, she has red eyes if I recall. Well, let's find one that complements that, why don't we? And the red summer Tonga, however you would pronounce that, I don't know. I'm not an aficionado of female summer wear. There we go. That doesn't match the skin tone quite so well. So there you have her in her swimsuit. Obviously, as you can see, they offer water resistance +1, and so just a very frivolous item, but fun all the same. I have to say that the female swimsuits are much more traditional than the male swimsuits. Perhaps at some time I will show you the ones that I have on Kalk. They're interesting, to say the least. But now we'll go grab our class quest. That took about 8 minutes of the video already, which is, if I could stick to my time, would be about half the video. We want to go to the Arcanist Guild and get this quest. But that is the event going on right now, the return of the king, the Bomb King, summer event, whatever you want to call it. But let's talk to Thubergame here. Tactical Planning. Acting Guildmaster Thubergame wishes to assess the improvement of your Arcanima skills. And you'll see we'll get another book, a level 10 book, the option of a robe, a hempen coif, a pair of hempen dress gloves, which are level 11, which we cannot use at this time, or amateur duckbills. Of course, we'll probably go with the robe, or we could choose elegant bronze pieces if we so pleased. Yes, Mia, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping well, I trust. Taking the occasional brisk walk, one cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you've been following Kaelia's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in western Lonasia. I speak of roselings and wild jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. 'Tis the perfect sample size. The first acts as a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypotheses, and the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply flinging ruin over and over again. You are not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider the efficacious combination of Aether Flow and Energy Drain. When timed appropriately, you can simultaneously restore your own waning supply of mana and deal a crippling blow to your opponent. Yeah, I really need to learn how to use those more effectively. And of course we have Carbuncle falling behind, so we want to go to Western Thanalan, or Western Lonasia. So for that, I need to get to Swift Perch, but I think what I'm going to do is see if I can't take the ferry to Aleport. So I want to take this to Fisherman's Bottom, and we'll run from Aleport to Swift Perch. And there's the ferry skipper, and we'll see. The ferry is essentially a localized airship, and yes, I would like to purchase that to Aleport. I'm afraid the Aleport ferry is out of service for repairs. Until such a time she is seaworthy again, might I suggest you familiarize yourself with the amenities of our fair city. Perhaps hone your skills as an adventurer. Ferry will become available upon reaching level 15. So in the same way as the airship, we cannot access that at this time. So ferry docks, Western Thanalan. The best way to get there would be, I suppose. Wait, no, I don't want to go to Thanalan. What am I thinking? would be to go to Middle Lonacia and run from there. That's quite the run. Perhaps once we get to Swift Perch, I will end this episode and we'll pick up with the quest proper. Now, again, I want to go to Middle Lonacia. Tell you what. Let's just teleport back to Summerford Farms for 66 gil, which is less than what the ferry would have cost us anyway. And we'll turn in our quest, and then we'll run. So there's that. We've got to run this way anyway, so might as well kill two birds with one stone. And there's Staleweird. Pirates making off with our tools. Freywall did well not to take matters into his own hands. Last thing I need is blood on my crops. But I'll be damned if Severin thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. And I want to take the elegant bronze piece, as I already have the hempen gaskins. And we'll pick up his next quest. I've come to expect a great deal from you, lass, and you've never once let me down. Yet what I'd ask of you now goes beyond aught I've asked before. Would you hear my plea all the same? Just deserts. Staleweird has reason to believe that Severin is up to no good. Something must be done. And we would get an amateur's hempen coif from that. It eases my mind to have your ear. You're no doubt familiar with that scoundrel Severin by now. Well, the scheme and scapegrace is at it again. Since that letter came for him, he's been skulking about in the manner he does when he's up to no good. Now he's rounded up his rogues and buggered off, with nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. It ain't exactly damning, but when last I had words with him, he didn't look defiant so much as hunted. I can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and found more than he wanted. So I was hoping you might hunt his sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. Absolutely. The ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. I suppose he reminds me of myself, a bit of my younger self. Suffice it to say, I'd rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how to find him, I'd try asking Grinwida at the Aetherite. She was the last to see him. I dare say she'll be able to tell you where he was headed. And there we go. We've got the quest accepted. And why not? We'll just talk with her real quick. She's right around the corner here. I know I'm making this episode longer than it needs to be. And there's Grinwida. Nothing that passes through those gates escapes my notice. I saw the Rouser and his rabble setting out for Woad Whisper Canyon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky sods said I should join them. I told them I'd rather shrivel up than sip whatever it was they had pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure and give them a cuff round the ear from me, will you? Alright, and so now we run off to Swift Perch. And very quickly, I'm just curious to see. I don't believe I do, but I do. It is not better than what I have. So even though at level 10 we no longer get the experience boost from the Moogle cap, we're going to keep it on, and, well, let's face it, it's just that much more adorable. So we're going to run this way, jumping along fences. And you'll see there's the Just Desserts quest if we decided to go that route. But for right now, we're not going to. We're going to run straight past it. And I told you that there was a fate that popped there, and it is up now. Luckily, we don't have to be there, so we won't be. And why am I not sprinting? So many times I forget about sprint. And so we run at that high rate of speed for just a short while. This speed is very close to that of a mounted chocobo. And I believe I can just jump off here, and I can. Making that very quick rather than running down the ramps. And I could have grabbed the quest or continued the quest while I was there, but again, that's not what I'm here for. I need to go to Western Lonacia, do my Arcanist quest. Once we get to Swift Perch, and we'll sprint again, I will wrap up this episode and we'll move on to the next one. And I have Wild Jackals, which are part of Wild Jackals, Slay Roselings. I thought I had to go to Western Lonacia for this. let's try killing them here. There's a wild jackal, and we'll see if we get credit in our quest. If nothing else, it's just something that we can do part of the quest now, and not have to do it later. Of course, these are level 12. And then we used that energy drain ability. Let's get the next one. That did count for the quest. Very interesting. So we'll cast Miasma first. And this will be the second one down. And again, using Energy Drain, but now Aether Flow is on cooldown. Like I said, I need to be mindful of that and be sure to learn the rotation. And there we go. And I'll no doubt pull aggro off of, there we go, yes, I pulled aggro off Carbuncle right through the end, but that's 3 wild jackals down that I don't have to worry about now. I wonder if there are roselings here. I don't believe so. I don't recall seeing them before. Wesps, yes, not roselings. And we got the achievement Mapping the Realm, Middle Lonosea. You see we got not an insignificant amount of experience for that. 59 experience for discovering the last area. 590 for completing the map. So, that's nice. And we enter Western Lonosea. And immediately join a fate of Baromets. Oh, I shouldn't, but I'm going to because I'm a sucker for the experience. So we'll see if we can't take him down with the help of everyone that's here. And we have a nice gladiator level sinking down to help us with tanking this fate. Obviously Baromets being a much larger version of the roselings that we need to kill. Make sure I keep my damage over time abilities up. And it's going down quite quickly now, so... And there it goes. We received a gold medal for that, and 1700 experience, so a significant amount. And yes, I'm running straight past the roselings. I'm going to go into Swift Perch there, sync with the Aetheryte Crystal. We'll wrap up this episode and then pick up in the next one with the second half of tactical planning. And let's hit sprint again for that. So this episode might end up shorter than 20 minutes, which would be very nice. So we'll sync to the Aetheryte, attune. And there we are, we're attuned to the Aetheryte. And we'll just get in position here. Again, as I have before, I want to thank you all for watching, for supporting the channel. If you liked the video, if you could give it a like, possibly a favorite. If you would like to see more things like this, please subscribe to the channel. In the meantime, my name is Jonathan Cook. This is JC Let's Play. We'll get a farewell from Mia Aliapo, and I hope that you all take care and peace out.